Where did I get my agenda up here, which I had? Excusez-moi. Okay, so call the meeting to order at 7:41. And if you have a flag there right behind Carol, we could
do.
pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, right, come to life. Yeah.
So meeting.
Okay, I'd like a motion to adopt the agenda.
Make a motion.
Casey makes a motion, Susan seconds. Any discussion? No discussion. Those in favor? No. Abstentions? No. It's unanimous, correct? From what I can see.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know where we are with the minutes. Diane, can you bring us up to speed?
Okay, well, the minutes from March had been submitted to the board via email for corrections and there were no corrections, so I would like to make a motion to accept the minutes from the March special meeting. Would anybody? Okay, so Dave seconds.
All right, all those in favor? No abstentions?
If you weren't here, who wasn't here? Okay, so Terry, you abstained, right?
I'm abstaining.
Okay.
Terry abstains, so,
Well, that's for the March meetings.
Right.
March.
okay. But that
February.
passed, is that right, Diane? Because Netta and I are voting for it, right, Netta?
Special.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, okay, I see what you're saying, okay.
You yelled at me last time for voting when I wasn't supposed to vote. I'm traumatized.
I was gonna say, you got a grudge, clearly.
So, let me just get this straight, then it was 5-1 passing. Okay.
Right,
Now,
right.
if we, Amanda, can you clarify something for me? We have a quorum.
Right.
Do the votes of Netta and I count even though we're not in the room?
No, because you're not
Emergency situation.
correct.
Okay, all right, that's what I thought, so don't even raise your hand, Netta.
And the
Okay.
We
votes
don't
among-
get any more
the votes
traumatized
among the
than you
quorum, I
are.
don't believe needs to be unanimous. I think it just needs to have quorum in order to.
Now, that brings up the previous meeting,
Yep.
which was in February,
Mhm.
right, and again, those were submitted online,
Mm-hmm.
so, I guess I will, motion that we accept the meetings for the minutes for the February.
That was the February
That was a special.
that we just did, right?
That was a special.
The March meeting was a special meeting.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
February was a regular meeting.
I understand. Thank you. I'm with you. Now I'm with you.
Yes.
Could it rain? All right, so anyways, the motion was made by me, it was seconded by,
I'll do it.
okay,
A
Terry.
second.
all right, all those in favor? Any abstentions,
I'm abstaining.
oppositions?
Well, I'm gonna abstain.
It's all good? All right, the motion passes. I'll be so glad to get there and see you and be able to see who's voting and what the heck's going on and. All right, public comments, any public comments?
Doesn't need to be focused just on.
I get it, I'm trying.
No public comments?
Can I make a?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Who's commenting?
Yeah.
Well,
Come
Oh, come on. Yep, there you go.
Hi,
Councilwoman Mary Bingham, town of Monroe. I was appointed liaison to the library. I hate to admit this, but I haven't been in the library very often, so maybe it's.
Welcome back.
We know that, Mary.
Blackmore. But I do want to thank everybody on the library here who supplied the eclipse glasses. We had a wonderful turnout with the seniors. They were very appreciative. Anne Marie, the director, also wanted to say thank you. It was a wonderful idea to collaborate on that. And I hope we can do more things like that in the future. So that's my 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Okay, I didn't get your name.
Mary, Councilwoman Mary Bingham.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mary. Nice to see you and thank you for coming to the meeting.
You're welcome.
All right. The agenda keeps slipping away from me. Director's report.
Okay, I have some things from March to share, from February to share, because I thought they're worth mentioning, and obviously my March report. So one of the things I wanted to mention was our Around the World kicked off in February. We had a kickoff event. It was extremely successful. We had over 24 people come through. Dave, you came through with your daughter for the Around the World event, which was a nice opportunity for people to get excited about it. March was Europe. So we had all programs and collections that highlighted Europe and European countries. And we already pulled our raffle winners for our monthly prizes. And then those people got put into the grand prize. What's really nice is when you first walk through the door, it's a nice conversation piece. We have all of the prizes displayed behind the circulation desk. So it's the 5-piece luggage set and the camera and the Lego set, which all the kids seem to get so excited about, the plain Lego set. So that's been really successful. This month, we're in Australia and Antarctica and Oceania. So again, all programs related to those continents. I wanted to point out that our library card initiative with the school district has been very successful. Last month, we had 352 Monroe Woodbury students actively use their cards. I'm assuming that it's because the teachers encouraging them to connect and use them. So last month was high. It was 352. Well, 2 months ago was 352. And then this month was 161. So we're really excited to see that continue. We saw another resurgence of some of our services through some of the email marketing that.
I have a question, Amanda.
Sure.
Out of those numbers that you gave, were the 161 new in addition to the prior month's 300 some odd? Do we have any way of tracking that?
I'm sure we could, but we didn't drill down. No, Melanie says she doesn't think so, but
You can't track.
Okay.
yeah.
You can't track it that way.
No, it's a special category that we attach to their accounts. So it's
Okay.
a more of a general thing, but it's nice to see that. It's before we went in to do the cards at the grade level, it was like 20, 30. So now it definitely went up. So we did the high school in February, we did the middle school in March, and then next week I'm going to start with the 2 to 5 schools. And then in June, we're doing all of the kindergarten for the whole district. So then we'll have done all of the cards. So that's really exciting.
It is.
So some of the email marketing that Elizabeth has been doing lately has brought us some resurgence of some of our services that people don't know about. One of those is our discovery kits, which has seen an increase in checkouts, which is nice. For those of you who don't know, our discovery kits are these kits where the kids can take out, if they want to learn about bird watching. It has binoculars and a CD about the sounds of birds and a few different books and notepad for them to go exploring in their backyard. So with that email blast, lots of people came in to check it out. The same goes for our best-selling authors club. We did an email blast on that, and we had about 13 new signups. So it's great to see that our community is actually reading our emails and wanting to participate. Along that same vein, our annual survey launched, And it's a brief survey. It's not a very long survey, but it's asking questions that we can actually do something with. So what time on a Saturday would you be willing to come to a program? Do you know about these resources? And then we also asked if you were interested in becoming a board member and if you were interested in becoming a friend of the library. And we had about 3 people who expressed interest in learning more about becoming a board member. So I'll pass that information along to you so you can follow up with them. And then I'll pass the friend stuff along to you so you can follow up with them, Terry. So that's exciting. That survey will stay open for the entire month of April. We already have about 60 people who completed it. I'm going to forward it to the town and the village. They've been really nice in that way where they've sent it out for us. One of the questions on there is, do you have a library card? And then if they say no, they get a special question and it asks them, how come you don't have a library card? And another question is, have you used your library card in the last 6 months? And if they say no, a special question comes up and it asks them, why haven't you used your card?
And it's like, they can just type it in?
No, it's options. And
Oh,
there is
okay.
an other, but it's multiple choice question. So like, I've been too busy, or I lost my card. I don't know how to use the library, things like that. I'm buying my books. So things like that. We haven't gotten any of those yet, but I'm sure once we send it out to the wider community, we will see some of those no's. What else did I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about the inventory. Melanie and her staff have been doing a fabulous job with the inventory. She's done about, was it 45,000 items?
Well,
Wow.
probably about 50 now.
Probably about 50,000
Wow.
items have been inventoried, and she should have it completed by the end of the month.
In the next 2 weeks.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So that was a huge undertaking on top of all the library cards. So circulation staff has been working very hard to get things done. So kudos to you guys.
Can just as Melanie, can you do that just with a wand and the barcodes?
You
Yeah.
can, but it's more involved than just scanning the books, because there's reports you have to run afterwards. And then there's all these home locations that have 1 or 2 items. So I'm researching and changing that before I run reports. So it's a pretty involved process, but almost done. Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you, Melanie.
Yes,
You're welcome.
thank you, Melanie. Our part-time IT person started a few weeks ago. Jason Brewer. He is working 4 days a week. He is very quick to learn. He's eager. He's always on top of it. So he's learning a lot pretty quickly. So we're really excited about that.
I'm sorry, his position is what, IT?
Yeah, part-time IT. Yeah. What else did I mention? Oh, I previously mentioned this, but Stop and Shop selected Monroe Free Library to be their nonprofit for the month of March. Yeah. We will receive $46 for that. So a little something. Absolutely. Okay, a little bit more to go. Okay, so I did want to mention our New York State annual report. You previously voted on it, but I just wanted to share some stats with you guys about, some insights from last year to this year. So circulation is up. Our overall circulation went from 105,000 to 110,000. We saw.
That's a big jump.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do that, but yeah, just about. We saw an increase in people using Libby, which is our ebook and audiobook collection. So last year it was, 2022, it was 19,000 and change, and 2023 was 22,190. What else? Our book physical collection increased. So we went from 63,640 to 66,142. Our audio, interestingly enough, our audio and CD circulation only went slightly down. So 2022, it was 4,837. And in 2023, it was 4,710. DVD circulation, interestingly enough, remains popular. It increased from 16,263 to 17,159. So
What
even,
was
Well,
that, Amanda?
people can't get their Blockbuster videos anymore, so that may have something to do with that.
As
Yeah.
someone that worked at Blockbuster, honestly, there is a nostalgic feeling, and I do it with
Oh,
my kids here,
absolutely.
bringing them through and then
And
looking at the
picking.
actual
Yeah.
boxes instead of just the on-demand
Not
instant
that,
gratification.
like,
Yeah,
big-
I agree. I
big
agree.
platter, remember those?
Oh, yeah.
Big ones?
We called those the clamshell box.
Right. Yeah, I can't watch anything. I don't have anything at the house that.
Oh, we
I
have.
have DVDs.
Do you
yeah.
have, if you have an Xbox plays DVDs?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. They're so cheap though. We bought a portable one
Oh,
when
yeah.
we play our movies. We plug it into your laptop and
I was
project
just gonna
it.
say, you just
That's
put
what
a
we
laptop
have.
and a DVD
But
drive
not
on it.
everything is streaming, and that's the thing. Like a lot of things are not available on stream.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why so many
Well,
people are
especially,
still
you
coming
know,
in.
And it's
You have to,
expensive.
or go to these places.
Oh, yes, right, exactly. So I think that's why DVDs continue to be popular. We also saw an increase in our program attendance.
$15. Ooh.
Last year, we had 1,261 for our children programs attendance. The 2023 was 1,663. Adults went from 2022 was 676 to 767.
Mm.
Yeah. An exciting increase was our one-on-one support. In 2022, we had 108 one-on-one sessions. So that includes Book a Librarian, which is where you can spend 30 minutes with a librarian on any topic. Walk-in Tech Help, which we started partway through 2022, so we didn't get a whole year of that. And this year, the reason that number is now 218 for 2023 versus the 108 is because we have the senior tech help that we're doing every month at the senior center, walk-in tech help for an entire year. We're also doing the Book a Librarian, which became really popular, and then also walk-in genealogy. So we have all of these one-on-one opportunities that our community is finally taking advantage of, which is great. What else do I want to mention? Our reference transactions did slightly go down, but I think that wasn't a technical error. So we're going to be looking at that to see why those numbers look off. And then also same thing with our visits to our website. So we use Google Analytics to add this like Google Analytics thing to our website to look. And I think partway through the year, something happened and there was a disruption in the collection because I don't understand why there would be such a decrease. So 2022, it was 191,000. And then in 2023, it was 129,000. I don't know why it would be such a decrease.
Yeah.
I think it was a technical error. But Jason is aware of it, and our people who manage our website, they have their own special thing on it as well. So hopefully that won't be an issue next year. Yeah. A few more things to mention. Homework help was relaunched. Samantha, under Melissa's guidance, has developed a new procedure, and it was really professional. She interviewed teens, and she trained them. And basically we're offering it 2 days a week, and parents have to sign up the day of via phone call. It hasn't kicked off too popular yet. There's been a little bit of dribble here and there, but hasn't caught on yet. So we'll see. I think we'll see some more kids towards like the May-ish as the year comes to the end, possibly. So we'll see about that. If you haven't listened to our podcast lately, there's 2 really great episodes that came out in March about programming and what kind of programs the library offers, and then an interview with our principal clerk, Diane Kenny. So I like to alternate it. One episode is like about a topic, and then the next episode is about an interview with a staff member who's willing to participate. Some other exciting things is we received our bullet aid check from Senator Skoufis from last year. So it was $7,500 to go towards children's programming. We spent a little bit of it to buy a play kitchen and dramatic play, which is something that we're going to be doing here. We're going to opening up this room in off-hour times and allowing people to stay and be and enjoy the library. We really try to work on making it a destination. versus just a transactional kind of experience. We want to spend the other chunk on it on something that's not a one-time program, but lasting. We had talked about doing the story walk idea, where it's the post with the book and people can walk through. We just need a location to do that. We had originally thought we would ask the village about the ponds, but there's an Eagle Scout who took our idea. So we're currently looking for a new location if that's what we want to do. So to be continued on how we're going to spend that money. All right, almost done. Oh, this week is National Library Week.
Yes, it
so-
is.
So happy National Library Week.
I believe that today is Freedom to Read Day also.
Yes, it is. It is
Hmm.
freedom to read as well. And then another thing I wanted to highlight is Elizabeth and I, we decided to branch out a little bit from our just our photo news ads. We decided to do an ad in Museum Village's Playhouse bills. So it's just a general ad about the library, which is in your report, in my report. And it's going to run in all 3 of the shows that they do from now, I think, until the fall. So it's just a great way to get some exposure to different people that that might maybe not read the photo news or are not on our website. And then just a few comments from the public. Okay. Is that my car? That is my car. Okay. All right. Please have the yard sale on Sunday. Thank you so much for everything. You're truly amazing. Thank you for great service. It's a pleasure walking in here. Esther. I like all of the employees and the service and the activities. Make more Mario Kart sessions for grades 2 to 5. Oh, Mari Lynn. And then some feedback from
She has the most feedback.
I know, right? Some feedback from the NILA conference that we presented at about our presentation about Year of the Arts. Useful information from start to finish of a year-long process. It was honestly excellent, so no additional comments. The slides were engaging and the presenters were passionate about their program. Okay, that's it for me for now. We are going to be doing obviously our community yard sale is coming up on the 20th. We're doing a craft at the senior center on next Wednesday. Then we're going back to the senior center on the 25th and we're going to do a staff tech presentation at the senior center. And we are going to be doing another small business series in May. And then all of May is around the world, South America. I'm going to go take care of it. I'll be
Amanda,
right back. Yeah.
I'd like to propose the idea that you have a visiting day from the senior center.
What do you mean by that?
That they come to the library.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I could definitely talk to Anne Marie about that and see, you know, we're finding that a lot of them are actually starting to come now to our programs and they're signing up because they're starting to recognize our faces and our programs. And Anne Marie has generously put our calendars on her table of all the flyers and stuff. So they're definitely more aware of the programs that we're offering. But yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I think it would be nice to, if we could, you know, try and bring a group of as many as possible and give them a tour of the library.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely don't disagree with you. I think that could be an option for sure.
It looked like the Eclipse event that we had.
Oh, it was spectacular.
voted by,
Yeah,
looked
it was
like
over
a
70
wide- a
people.
wide range of people.
It was, Terry was there.
Yeah, it was fun, really fun.
Yeah, it was a great event. It was over 70 people. We had around 30 people who signed up through the senior center and then the rest signed up through us. It was great. You know, we had a lot of people who signed up that didn't come, but then we had a lot of walk-ins. So it worked out. It worked out. It was great. Yeah, no, I thought it was a successful event. I thought everyone had a good time and they enjoyed themselves and it was nice to experience something together. Yeah.
And it was more
Especially
like an
that
event rather than a.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like, oh, let's peek
Workshop.
at it every once in a
Yeah.
while. Right. Yeah, it felt like you were experiencing something with someone else, you know,
Yeah.
it made it more exciting, I think. Yep. That's it for me.
Okay. You cleared up one thing for me, Amanda. On the comments there under the NILA program, the woman said it was wonderful, and then she said, so no, and there was nothing after it, and I wondered, what is that all about?
Yeah, the question is there anything else the presenters could have done?
Okay,
Yeah,
she kind of left it hanging.
yeah.
That's terrific. Okay, treasurer's report.
All right.
Casey?
So we have last month and this month to cover. So I will start with last month. Nothing big noteworthy to report other than the fact that we had gotten our support check through the town. So we had a ton of income last month. So this is meaning February. So when you guys always ask the questions, why is the number at the bottom red? This month in February, the number is not red, the number is black. It's because we have more income in that month than we have expenses. Expense wise, it was a pretty standard month. We had about 140,000 of expenses in February. That included some timing effect payments, like insurance, which we prepay. So that's why you see a higher number in that month versus March, where we had only 99,000 in expenses. We also looked like in March had about 12,000 of income related to grants. It sounded like 7,500 was that Scoopus grant.
Yep.
And there was some other money that had trickled in as well. And we continue to do really well with interest income from our investments. So I think we have approximately 7,000 year to date. For some reason, my attachments are no longer opening on my phone.
Yeah, I didn't know it happened or
Mine-
something.
Yep, something happened all of a sudden, but we've got about 7,000 year to date on interest, just January through March. So we're doing great there as well. Other than that, both February and March warrants passed without exception. Thank you again, Mary, for all the help and support there. And with all of the financials that you steward so well, so thank you. And with that, I make motions that we accept the February and March financials as presented, unless there's any questions or discussion.
Do we have a second? David seconds, discussion? No discussion? All those in favor of passing the financials for February and March? It looks like it's unanimous. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, the motion
other-
passes.
Other than that, I just want to say thank you to Councilwoman Bingham for being here. And in my entire time on the board, this is the first time that we've had a liaison assigned to the library. So I'm really excited about partnering.
Well, it's gonna be a learning experience for both of us, and I think it's gonna work out really well from what I've seen already happening. All right, thank you.
Thank you. So thank you for being.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the beginning. Mary, where are you a liaison from the town? Is that correct?
From our
Yes,
town
the
board.
town-
Yes.
town board.
Wonderful. I'm so happy to see that after all these years. I'm sure it's going to be a very productive relationship. We're very happy to have you join us.
Thank you.
Okay, standing committees, nominating, Diane. Looks
I got
like we might
nothing.
have some talent coming up.
Maybe in the pipeline, yes, that'd be great. We hope it's not other dead end.
Yeah,
Great. Other than that, I've got nothing to report.
okay. Buildings and grounds. Susan,
That's. Cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's neat, but
Yeah,
I mean,
oh.
I saw the quotes for the.
Yes.
The siding or
Yeah.
the leak.
Yeah, so I
tried to get
finally.
Another one.
Yeah, so I finally got a quote for the siding. You know, previously I was able to get people to come to look at the siding.
Which is very exciting.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't provide a proposal after follow-up and follow-up. So this one company actually reached out to me, just like a blanket, like, we're here for you if you need us. And I reached out and he got us a proposal. But it's just one, and I don't know what to compare it to. So I'm gonna continue to look. I mean, I don't know if that's on par with what that replacement should look like.
Yeah, I know that it's impossible to tell.
It
It's like,
is.
To me, it seems high, but for all I know, that's completely reasonable.
Right. So I'm gonna continue.
Amanda,
Yes,
I could ask Tony.
That's what they.
Tony, we've tried that avenue already, though. He hasn't gotten back to me. I've texted him,
Right.
I've reached out to him.
I understand completely,
Yeah,
but we could ask him if he thinks it's a reasonable quote,
oh, okay. Yeah, I mean,
rather than asking him to do the job,
okay,
because anytime I ask him, I have the
Yeah.
same thing. He's very busy.
right.
The only thing that I would suggest also.
But I
is whether
could,
or not it's
I
a
could
reasonable quote.
email him that information
Yeah.
and ask him if he thinks it's a reasonable quote,
Okay,
The other.
because it seems like a lot of money, but at the same time, we have to maintain the property.
right.
More,
think it's a lot? I think it's a lot.
I think it's a lot. I think it's high.
Is it the whole side?
It's the
Is it
whole
just that
side.
Little spot,
No,
is it hardy material?
yes,
That's-
it is hardy material and it's gonna be the whole
And
side.
he's gonna paint it,
The
so
other-
it's
Yeah.
matching the hardy?
Right.
so that's the other
Siding?
thing is there's a lot
Um,
that are very hardy specific. that
Yeah.
Need to be done in order for it to work, and that's what
Right.
we've learned through this entire
Mhm.
process.
Yeah,
You cannot just paint hardy board.
no,
You have to use certain fasteners.
Right.
For hardy materials, so
Yeah.
even though they're using hardy materials, are they fastening it with the right materials?
Right.
For hardy products?
yeah, I mean, he
So-
knew right away what the problem was, so I don't think he's clueless as to what needs to be done. I mean, immediately, he's like, oh, it wasn't done, installed properly, the flashing, right, yeah.
if we want to have a reality check, I had a woman come in last week to give me a quote on putting up new blinds, luminettes
Mhm,
on the sliding glass door down here,
mhm,
5,500.
mm,
Well, yeah, but
But-
Pat, a lot of people in Florida are taking advantage and prices
yeah.
just escalated wildly.
But I'm saying that was a deal. It was down from 6,100. But my point is that it may not be as out of line as we think. So that's why I think it's a good idea. If I run it by Tony and get a reasonability check.
yeah, I might have someone else who might be able to come down and give us another quote. I think I can convince someone that I know that's in construction. We'll see. Again, he's very busy, so.
Would
See
you
what I
like
can do.
me to run
Yes,
this?
yeah, I would. I mean, I'm hitting a
Okay.
wall here. I feel like I've reached out to several
Well,
people.
that's
at this
just
point,
it.
you
I
know?
mean, you'd like to have 3 quotes, but you're lucky you could get one. And how many years are we talking about now? A couple of years, I think you've been trying to do this.
Just recently, I say of the last year.
Yeah, well,
Just
You
feels
know.
that way, Pat. It's the last year, but yeah. Yeah,
it's, nobody's knocking down the doors to do it.
right.
Okay, so I'll send that to Tony and see what he thinks.
Okay, Yep.
Building and grounds is also, the
Security
cameras,
cameras.
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
So
have questions about those when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, first of all, do we have references for either one of these companies?
Well, yes, so we are currently using NAS. They're our company. And then also Don't Be Alarmed was recommended by Carol. She used them at Suffern Library.
Okay,
Don't be alarmed.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Who else?
I would like to see the quotes include the brand of the cameras so that we can look at that and see, what kind of feedback there may be on how good the cameras are.
Okay.
And might be certainly a big difference in the price.
I think the Don't Be Alarmed.
Oh, and on the Don't Be Alarmed, And so if I understand the quote correctly, they're gonna use an existing monitor.
Yes,
Are you happy with that? Because the other one includes a new monitor. If the existing monitor is good enough, then we would need to know why we would need a new monitor.
Probably HD.
probably. Yeah, yeah. Originally, this quote was actually higher for NAS because we were gonna replace all of the TVs. The one that's in my office and then the one that's in Circ, but we don't need to do that. They're not in poor shape, so we had them remove that from the original quote. So this quote is a little smaller, is a little lower.
Okay, well, the other one includes a 22-inch HD local
Yes,
monitor.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, this might be the one that's for the in the actual mechanical room.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so those are my questions about that.
Okay.
That I'd like to know. Look, the fact that we've used one and we've got a good reference on the other is good.
Okay.
Can I ask?
All right.
Real,
So,
don't be alarmed, because it's only page one.
The total is 8,109. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess I didn't see the full thing. I saw, I thought the bottom line was 6,000.
16 cameras
16 cameras, yeah.
for 8,000?
Yeah,
One is 7,500 and the other one is 13,044.
well, yeah, so the
Yeah.
price is huge.
I just did
The
both.
price is different.
There is a huge difference, yeah.
There's a huge difference between the two.
They-
Do you
cameras,
think that has,
200,
so
8,000.
which is the,
Yeah.
oh, so I see, this is the company that we haven't been using as opposed to the company we've been using.
Correct.
Well, that's part of the reason why I think it's worthwhile asking them about the brand of the cameras.
Okay.
And out of curiosity and I don't know whether it was coming in, I apologize, I didn't look at the quotes.
Can't hear you, Casey.
I apologize, I didn't look at the quotes, but for the outdoor cameras, does it say anything about plate readers or anything else?
What do you,
No.
no, we're not gonna get that detailed.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I believe there was at least one or two situations where you had people back into the light pole or the
the flagpole, yes,
where-
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And then there's a post.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The post with the
Yeah.
photo on it.
Yep.
That was backed into, yeah.
Might be something worth looking into as long as we're vetting, just to see what that functionality. would
Right.
cost.
Well,
right.
they backed into there was a planting.
Yes.
Up there.
Right.
and
Concrete.
Smashed it, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's gone.
Yeah.
Multiple
Yeah,
times.
multiple times, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The traffic barrier
I mean,
too. That's big.
seriously.
Yeah.
Also.
How could they do that?
Mm. All right, so I will go back and ask
So fast.
some additional questions.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions need to be asked? Okay. All right.
All right, next is bylaws.
Nothing to report from bylaws.
Amanda, did you get any information on that indemnity clause? We still haven't gotten that, right?
Yeah, no, we have not. We need to follow up with them on that. And get like a fresh copy with the revisions, because I couldn't find one.
And this was supposedly done before Christmas.
This was August. We started the process, I think, in August.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not happy with that.
I'll follow up. I'll copy you on that email.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up, Pat. I'm so disgusted with it that I wasn't going to bring it up.
Well, it's important that we all stay on top of these things, because I'm not 100% on these things at all. I appreciate you if you do bring it up, Netta. Don't be shy.
I'm not shy, I'm just annoyed.
Well, be annoyed and bring it up. But
Next
yeah,
well, hopefully I don't have to bring it up again.
yeah, right, because it should have been taken care of a long time ago. He should have come through with us. He
Yeah.
certainly
Especially for when
got
it's-
our money quick
Yeah.
enough. Okay, finance.
Nothing beyond the initial report.
I would
Okay.
like to call a finance committee meeting at some point so I can get the budget started. I want to
Absolutely.
present my budget to you maybe sometime in end of April, early May.
Sure,
All right, so I'll follow up.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Let me know. And
Sounds
we'll
good.
Circle the wagons.
Okay.
Awesome.
I talked to Dina and she said she probably wouldn't be here before May. She
Okay.
had a family emergency.
I was gonna say, 'cause
and
that's a little
things,
late for
and then
that,
tax
actually.
season. So
Yeah.
we spoke and she said probably May. We're ready.
I was gonna say,
She
you guys,
is.
I'm not worried about us. I'm worried about her. Hopefully all
I'm
is okay
ready.
with her.
Yeah, she was.
You're on top of it. I'm not worried about you.
Okay, fundraising, skip right over that. No great ideas at the moment. Grants, Diane?
We're gonna skip over that too.
Okay,
Out of curiosity, it's something we might want to look into, and I don't know what's out there. But given the improvements that we're trying to do with the security cameras, there
Mhm.
might be security grants available through New York State aside from construction loans. I
Hmm,
know with, at least with religious centers, I
mhm.
know that there has been some state funding that's been thrown in the direction of security measures.
Yeah,
So for
Yeah.
public facilities, there might be money on the table we can look into.
so I mean, I think I'm gonna try and go the construction aid avenue this year. Last time, we weren't prepared. We didn't have quotes, and the way that RCLS presented the workshops, it didn't give us enough time to get the quotes that we needed to apply. But I think now that we have the quotes and we just have to go back and revise, the mandatory construction aid workshop is in June. I think we will definitely have those quotes in enough time to be able to apply and move forward. Because I already talked to Stephen about it last year, and he said security cameras are included in construction aid grant.
'Cause that would be
Right,
great. Even
that would
at
be
six-
great.
Even at 16 or what
Wha-
it was $8,000. What was the quote that?
The one was 8, the other one was 13.
So even if we get 50% of that, that would
Right.
be great. to get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they generally don't give you all of the money in the construction aid grant. Amanda, I just had a curious, are we allowed to provide, apply for more than one construction aid grant, or do we have to?
yes.
If we have, because we had also talked about having electronic signage outside the library.
Yeah, we had put a pause on that because we didn't want to get anything permanent until we knew what we were gonna do with the lot next door and then have to uninstall it and deal with that issue. So we had kind of put a pause on the electronic signage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amanda, could that construction grant be used for the redoing the library?
Yeah.
It depends,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. It depends on what we're
You know, if we're doing all these repairs and it's gonna be $20,000, that might not be a bad route to go. It's gonna be one of these things that's gonna eat up a lot of money and we're not gonna get, how do I wanna say it? You know, I always compare it to a new roof or tires. Nobody knows the difference.
right,
And you
right.
spend a
I'm
lot
not-
of money. It's not jazzy, but it
I'm
needs
not
to be
sure-
done.
Pat, I'm not sure I remember correctly, but, and they of course change the rules every year, but I think I recall that it's not for repairs, it's for new. Amanda, do you think I'm wrong with that?
You may be right.
I'm not sure because I think I vaguely remember Pearl River getting a new, like a replacer chiller. So I think they've done like replacement stuff before with the construction
Yeah.
aid grant. So I don't know.
Replacement, yes, because I remember very specifically that they said like you could get new furniture.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
replacement would be new, and
Right.
what is it, a chiller?
A chiller. Yeah.
Air
Yeah.
conditioning, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
You gotta know the vernacular, Netta.
So I will follow up on that. Like I said,
It's-
the mandatory construction aid grant is in June, so we have a little bit of time to get our proposals just right. You know, the timing is tricky though, because a lot of these proposals expire in 30 days. So
Yeah.
that gets tricky when you're waiting, you know, on that piece.
Did you, so you attended the mandatory seminar that goes along with it?
Well, that's it. The mandatory one is in June. They
Oh,
have
okay.
one, there's a optional one at the end of this month, which I can attend, but then there is the mandatory one in June.
All right, well, I will be glad to attend that with you.
Okay, wonderful.
Could we, look into maybe changing the lighting to, we've talked about that before, if we're going for sustainability,
Mm-hmm.
if we could go for a more, green lighting system.
We just invested a lot of money in our lighting.
Some of the lights, not
Yeah,
all.
not all of
the
them,
ones in the
right,
stacks. I guess I
yeah,
should Be more specific,
yeah.
the ones in the stacks. 'Cause
So
They're going the wrong way.
Right,
So our stacks are very dark.
right.
So we need to, someday change that. And, when Scoopus was here, I had mentioned it. And he
Right.
said, oh, write it up and I'll see if I have some money. for
Yeah,
that."
yeah,
And that could work towards, count towards our sustainability.
yeah, yeah, something to consider for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely, for the ones that we haven't yet replaced, for sure.
Yeah,
Like the ones in the stacks are
yeah.
very dark.
Are the ones that are currently very dark, is it just a matter of burning them?
I don't think you can.
You
I think
can't.
They came to look at it.
They did, when they were doing the replacements for the other lights, we asked them to give us a quote for that, and it was, he's like, it's astronomical.
Like
To
what?
turn, I don't remember, but
Right.
it was astronomical to turn the lights because of the measurements, and they're all different, like, it's not just turning it, it's like,
Like
if
that
they're gonna
fixture,
fit.
we Get new fixtures.
right,
Would be easier than
Yeah.
turning what we have.
yeah.
Is
there any
idea how much
I mean,
costs?
I don't know, I used to be an electrician.
It was really high, yeah,
Oh,
no,
like 80,000,
it was
80.
really high, it was like, yeah, right. It was,
The thing that the bulb clicks in.
yeah, he said that they're
They're
phased
obsolete.
out, they're obsolete, the lights that
So-
replace them are obsolete
They're
now.
not economical.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's something that would come under the construction grant.
Right, and because that's not a repair, that's a new lighting system.
Right, right,
Yeah.
And that could score very high, especially if there's an emphasis being put on the fact that the existing lighting is outdated and can't really be improved as it is, and that it would contribute to our sustainability.
right,
I mean, by all means, I would suggest that we start getting quotes ready
Yeah.
for something.
Yeah.
That's
I
something
would
we want to
say.
pursue, so
Yeah.
that it's ready for the workshop in June.
yeah, yeah.
I think that, we should really sit down and make a wish list of all the stuff that we might be able to stack onto a construction grant application. And,
My
so that,
suggestion is that we take that to a subcommittee.
Yeah.
And get on that as soon as
Well,
possible.
that,
in between
that
the
should
meetings,
really
'cause
be library operating, shouldn't it?
no, it should be grants, shouldn't it?
Grants.
Be what?
Right,
Grants.
it could overlap between grants and operating and buildings and grounds, so a
Right.
joint subcommittee would be most appropriate.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true,
And
that's
it needs to
true.
meet outside of the confines of this room on the monthly.
Yes.
basis, Because if the workshop is happening in June, we have less than 2 months to drive that ball forward.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Well, I will be happy to volunteer to be on that subcommittee, and I will be back first week of May,
Terrific.
but I can always Zoom.
Yeah, and we could, with that short amount of time, we could try getting something together possibly next week. Would have Diane and Susan and Nikula. And Casey, you're probably too busy, right?
I'm
Dave,
always
that's
busy,
your
but
thing,
probably
isn't
Well,
it?
I
figure
can-
it out.
I can Zoom, I'm
Okay.
available.
Alright, so.
Dave,
we're
that,
proposing
isn't that kind of your area of expertise too, some of those things?
Who, me? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely,
Yeah, so you would be a good
Yes, I
candidate
can-
too.
participate.
So, who do we want on this committee now? Who thinks, it should be Susan and Dave, Diane
I'm available.
Netta, me. We're almost the whole board.
Yeah, I think that's,
Anybody
that's more
else
than
want-
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Difference is
plenty.
We're allowed to meet on Zoom and we don't have to do it with a quorum.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And
Well, I think we
still-
should give Nicola the opportunity to be involved if she
I'll
wants
think
to.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I'll work on that next week when I get home and feel more connected. And I'm not seeing these little dots of people in front of me. But I think that's an excellent idea, Casey. And as we say, we don't have that much time to get it together. So the sooner we jump on it, the better. Okay, so long-range planning, Nucula is in here, public relations. Terry, you have anything?
Yeah, I do. We had a friends meeting with one person
Uh,
and
God
Amanda
love you
and
for
myself.
staying on that.
So we sent out the surveys and we didn't get a good response really at all. So we decided to table all of that. And one of the things we need to do as a board anyway, and Amanda's right about this, is fundraise. So I thought I would send the survey out around again to the board and see what kind of projects you guys might be willing and interested in helping us with. And then the board could take on a fundraising project and we could also do that and open it up to anybody that might want to be a friend and just kind of try and expand it a little bit that way. So what do you think? That would be the next approach. And then Amanda also said she got a few responses from the survey that was recently sent out for friends, and I'll contact them.
Mhm.
But
I think if you take that approach, it makes it a little less intimidating and it makes it a little more concrete. Clearly, from the group of people that have identified themselves as wanting to be a friend, they don't want to be an organized group,
right,
but they want to help. So I think if the board starts a project, maybe they'll feel more connected and willing to participate in a specific project rather than
Right.
feeling this need to be pushed to become an organized group,
right,
you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense to me. And I think I can probably organize all that.
Mm.
Put something together and send it out with you guys, as long as you respond to the survey. Please.
I think hopefully we'll respond. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, I think that friends, like when I spoke with Amanda, people don't want to commit to this.
Who's that
They
speaking?
don't want to be on the.
Mary,
Yeah.
Mary.
But
Okay.
it would help with
It would
small
help.
projects, and then they'll become more confident and more interested, and it becomes a social thing.
Mhm.
And so if we start that way.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great idea.
Good,
Yeah.
yeah, I think so too. So that's what we'll do. Just keep going.
Okay. We don't have any organizational reports of special committees, but we will now that we are in the process of creating a special committee, so possibly next month. Old business, any old business?
Question, did we ever get everything signed for the union?
No, we're
For the
waiting on that.
which?
The stuff signed for the union, I guess we're waiting on you, Pat?
Yes. When you come back, you'll sign everything for the union contract.
Their signature.
Okay, yeah.
No, no.
Because that was the whole thing, was we
Yeah.
want to release the money to the
Right.
staff until we got the signature from them first.
Well,
Well,
he gave
can't
us, he gave
can't
us, what?
Can't you like FedEx it to Pat and have her sign it and send it back so it gets going?
Well, they could have
coming-
done that, but since I'm gonna be home on Friday,
Yeah, that doesn't
I
matter,
thought
right?
the whole point was we were holding off on Pat signing it because we were putting the onus on them to sign first. Because we're off to the races to sign and then they don't sign, they drag heels for 6 months.
Right.
What do they?
Okay.
so
I think they put it on us to sign first as opposed to them just signing it and giving us a signed executed copy.
Oh, my
Doesn't
God.
make sense to me.
No, so what happened is they, we signed the memorandum, which was all the changes, right? But you guys wanted to, look at it collectively as an entire document, right? And that's what you did, and that's what you voted on, pending the grammatical changes, right? So now they have to make those grammatical changes, and then Pat will sign the agreement.
So then the copy that we have.
Okay, so until
They-
they,
No,
Oh,
no, it's just
Until they
grammatical
get
changes.
that
It's
document
all- it's
together.
grammatical changes.
so
until they get that document together with the grammatical changes and everything, there isn't a document for me to sign.
Correct.
And we haven't.
I have a
We did.
question. Do you
We
have,
gave them the retro.
We gave the.
do
rest.
We
you,
gave
do
the
you,
retro.
Okay, so
Amanda?
that's why the expense was as high as it was in
Yes,
February.
yes, Netta.
do you have this document as a Word document?
As a Word document,
Uh-huh.
maybe I'd have to go back and look at it,
Because if you do, we could make the damn grammatical changes and send it to them.
but it's not our job to do that. It's their job.
Right. It's
Well-
on them.
It's on them to do that.
No. And they
They
did a
have to do
straight
All
check.
right.
Yeah,
If-
it's their.
It's on them,
responsibility to do
Netta,
that.
because
Yeah,
this is the pattern. We're ready to go and they don't follow through. You know, this has been going on for, now we're into the second rep. And he promised us he'd have all of the corrections and everything else. What was it? In December, Amanda, or?
yeah, it was in December. He had said that he would have.
Oh, he swore he
yeah.
was gonna have it in a couple of days.
It was, yeah. Listen, it was a hard transition time because they dragged their feet about introducing him in as the new liaison, and it was a lot of hubbub back and forth before we finally decided, let's just meet in person and handle it. So there was that learning curve for him, in terms of acclimating.
Yeah. I'm all for getting this. Have the staff gotten the raises yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I was concerned about.
Yeah. And I think, again, they would have had them a lot sooner if the union had acted in a timely manner.
Correct.
So it's not on us that they've been hung up.
Right.
So I'm not willing to do any other extra work for them.
No, I was
Sounds like
operating
there
under
is no
the
issue
assumption
with
that
you right
they
now,
wouldn't
that
get their
probably
raises until the
Yeah.
contracts were
Probably.
signed.
Yeah.
Which they're
Yeah,
now
no.
to do.
Okay.
They're effective, obviously.
Already,
Right,
yep.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's in
Okay,
the same box as the indemnification.
Mm.
yes,
Upstairs.
goes on forever.
Did we
New
get library
business,
operator?
We did.
Did you miss something? I missed it. That's okay.
new business. No new business.
Good welfare for everybody, just a topic of, if anybody hasn't done the trustee training, it's something that came up at the RCLS board meeting last month. If you're using Niche Academy, there are only certain courses that
Yeah.
qualify for trustee training.
Mhm.
So if you go to the upper right-hand corner, there's a toggle for that.
All the wrong ones.
I did.
Mhm.
That's exactly what happened last year. The courses I took were like management courses. They had nothing to do with
Yeah,
trustees.
all the wrong ones.
All the fun ones.
Yeah.
So in other words,
The
Casey,
management
you're
ones, I
saying
did
you
one
have,
On master naming conventions for filing system.
Yeah.
It's like, that's also not applicable for me.
so Casey, you're saying you have to be careful that you choose correctly when you choose a, Of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
in the upper right-hand side of the page, I believe there's a toggle area that says like courses for trustees.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
all right, okay.
okay. Any other, is any good in welfare?
Yeah, I'll have my 20-year anniversary on Thursday.
What was that?
Yes.
Mary's 20-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
The library.
Yes.
Okay.
Mary,
That's what I'm doing.
we're
We're
still,
together.
we're still.
Longer than you.
The three musketeers.
A couple of years. That's right.
They tell the boys.
All right, can we have a call for an adjournment of, a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Casey makes a motion, David seconds, all in favor? Aye,
Always unanimous.
all right.
All right, have a good night.
Thank you.
Oh, gosh.
What was that?
See you in a minute.